The purpose of this video is figuring out how the energy flow of the volleyball approach can be funneled and maximized into a jump so you can jump as high as possible and ultimately hit the ball as hard and high as possible with as many possible angles. That's what we're gonna go over in this video.
Yeah, it's something that's really important in baseball is ground force. It's like when we're throwing or hitting, really at the end of the day, what we get into the ball is coming from the ground. It's that push into the ground, equal and opposite comes up, and that's the energy we use to start accelerating through the body. So I'm actually really even curious to Miles, like, how does your approach work so I can see the difference between that and how we do it in baseball?
Yeah, well, I'll go over it. Say I'm on the right side. If I pass, the approach starts after that. And so typically you want to pass, finish that action, finish it well, and then you want to kick out to what I call the staging point. It's where you stage the rest of your approach. The line you take with your approach this way, that way, curve, zigzag, I call that the approach angle. It's very important to be strategic with that, but once you get that down, your starting point is set. Strategically, the first of 4 steps in the approach, I do a 4-step approach, it's the timing step. It's what sets off the orchestra of the hitting. When the conductor has the downbeat, that is when you do your timing step. The heel strike of that first foot, you want to be a little bit bent, shin angles a little forward, and that is supposed to happen when the ball contacts the setter. So as it contacts them, bumps for a hand set, or contacts them for a bump set, you want to be on that heel of the first of 4 steps. That's the timing step. Then you have your directional step, and keep in mind throughout the whole approach, you're going slow to fast and small to big. So it's small, bigger, biggest, and that last block foot comes in, and then
so basically,
slow to fast as well.
So you're getting to the 2 feet because you want to get as much power going up.
Yeah.
So you're using both your legs. So that initial approach and those steps is to make sure you get maximum force into that final load before you go up, right?
Yeah, you're trying to convert horizontal velocity into
vertical force.
Yeah, so there's a huge braking force at the end of that you need to almost push backwards and up at the same time.
And at the end of the day, that's the energy going through your body that we're going to accelerate to the final speeds of how hard you're hitting the ball over the net.
Yeah, and after the timing step, you're going to keep wanting to build that energy you're talking about. And the second step is, to me, one of the most important. I call it the directional step. It needs to be in the direction of your final hitting slot. So if the ball's there, your directional step needs to be at that. If you take it away, it means you're going to have to zigzag into your last 2 steps. You'll dissipate a ton of energy. You want straight lines or a smooth curve. But if you're taking sharp zigzags throughout your approach, you lose a lot.
That's very important in baseball with like pitchers and throwers, because if when they go to plant to throw, if their energy starts moving away where they're throwing, it's a waste of energy and also will lead to injury too.
I've seen that actually. Yeah, they're talking about all your force vectors
moving towards the target.
Yeah, I've had some questions on that because things are twisting. So it's obviously this is moving in a straight line, but if that's for a later video. But the twisting component is interesting with linear. Because ultimately the body's a bunch of circles, it's
right,
not
and
linear.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, so that's a good point. So what he's saying is like our joints can be measured in rotational movements because they're degrees, but we can talk about momentum in linear because you can actually measure meters per second as much as you can measure degrees per second. So yeah, it's not we're saying within the joint, we're just saying how the energy is moving. Is it moving more straight in acceleration or is it moving in rotational acceleration? Even though the body, he's right, every joint in the body is a rotator.
Got it, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the first 2 steps. You got your timing step, then your directional step, and then this is the biggest part of probably the vertical jump piece is what people call the penultimate. So if you see here from the side, it's best viewed. Man, you got a heavy box.
I know.
But this shape, so you have rectangles, circles, and then you have this shape, which is going to look like this. It's called the penultimate. This shape at toe off, when the toe off of your directional step just leaves the ground, and I'm toe off, that shape is called the penultimate. It's very important you have it good.
That's awesome because in pitching, we call that triple extension. So it's pitchers that throw hard, they typically fully extend the leg, ankle, knee, hip flexor before they land, and that maximizes the power. So that's the similarity of that
like
movement.
this?
Yeah, but you're saying that foot has to be off, which is the same thing for us, because that means your energy is peaked into landing. If you're at landing, your foot's down, your energy hasn't peaked into landing, now you're leaving energy behind. You're kind of anchoring it behind you.
That's kind of like 2 pitches, because this is like the first part, but then you got to do a second pitch with your arms.
Well, it's kind of like throwing though too, because this is the leg power and we're still back, and then we throw. It's the same thing with you.
Yeah.
That's the leg power. You plant, you drive the energy in, and then you throw with that power.
Yeah, it's similar, but there's this idea, but this leg is coming around, and then so you're taking the, what is it called? The front foot strike?
Yeah, right, front foot strike for throwing, yeah.
It's kind of like this. It's that same principle, but then you have to bring that back foot all the way around.
And then use it again.
And then use it again, which is interesting.
Yeah, so it's another opportunity to get more ground force. So you're learning how important ground force is to hitting in volleyball.
Yeah. Well, sweet. I mean, yeah, we cover, and then the penultimate, it's just like Brent said, there's triple extension on that back leg. So there's a lot of mobility components with just mainly hip extension. But getting into a fully hip extended position is good. A lot of people might be like this on their penultimate. Actually, it would be like this. You want to be fully hip extended, and if you're playing indoor, you want to strike with a straight plant foot. The last 2 steps are plant foot, block foot, jump. You want to strike with a straight plant foot and then a straight block foot in a loaded plant foot. That's indoor. Beach, you want to land with bent plant foot, block foot, because of the sliding forces on the sand. If you go straight, you're just going to slide out of control. So
yeah, and I'm sure we could talk about this forever, but it'd probably be good for us to let's try the next component from here.
Yeah.